Give an ugly man a chance, and one thing he will always have is the audacity to be a dipshit.
Give an ugly woman a chance, and the one thing she will always have is the audacity to be a dipshit.
And that's facts, man, because like, why even get on here and say that? Talking about ugly man looking like that. Come on, bruh. I'm not sure where this entitled attitude came from, but I think it's because of these simps gassing her up. It is what it is.
When you pay attention to the passport bros, like they're getting women from like the DR, Colombia,
Yes.
The Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education, women that
need them. Women that need them.
Women are raised to be wives. They learn everything from birth, from their father, from their mother, how to be a wife and how to support your man.
Women that need them.
It's not even women that need them. It's women that treat them with respect.
So we don't.
Y'all know y'all don't. Stop,
stop yourself.
That's not true.
Man, I'm glad that dude humbled her, because this whole passport thing is so crazy to me, because white men have been doing this forever. All of a sudden, when black people do it, it's a problem. But the reason why this is so dumb is because empowered black women don't even like the provider type. They don't. See, they're just going where they're wanted, and I probably would have done the same thing too.
I think that the United States making DNA testing mandatory is stupid. I don't think that, it's something that if you feel like you need a DNA test, go do that on your own time because you feel that way. I don't think every person, there's millions of people in the United States. Like, it doesn't make sense that people could be using that time to do other things. Like, you could be saving a life. You could be in a hospital saving a life.
I personally pay taxes, and I care about where my money goes. I'm not here to pay for so-and-so because there's a confusion about who's the father. That's not my business. Handle your personal shit. And for me, I want to fund schools. I want to fund the MTA because the trains are never on time. We got bigger problems. We have bigger problems. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for no mandatory test.
I mean, no one's forcing you to pay for no mandatory test, but you not paying for it is a red flag, because if the kid was yours, you wouldn't have an issue with it. See, respectfully, I'm not a cuck, so I'm not gonna go ahead and, so I'm not even gonna entertain this.
Let us understand why it's so selfish of you women who debate and argue against these mandatory paternity tests. Because we hear these stories time and time again. We see numerous clips of men presenting the DNA papers to their woman and say, hey, look, it's proof that I am not the father.
You are not.
He's lying. I'm the father of that baby, boss. Boss, I'm that baby's daddy. Out of Peppy.
I don't think there's any issue with a man taking care of another man's child. Women do it all the time, whether you know or not. He might bring another child and say, oh, I had this out of our wedlock, what are we gonna do? Or he's taking your money and paying child support to another family. You had no idea. So when we're just like jumping like, oh, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that, hold on, it's already being done.
You could have been doing so many other things with your life. You could have been figuring your life out, I don't know, feeding pigeons, I don't know, doing anything. But you raising a kid that is not yours. I mean, if you had the option to know that was your kid and you wanted to raise that kid, that's perfectly fine. A lot of people do that. But when you don't know, you're doing it out of the obligation or the mindset that this is my child, I'm gonna raise him or her, I'm gonna raise them up, I love them, this is my DNA, this is my blood. And then come to find out that's not your kid.
I mean, in all honesty, I think, with government, potentially passing a law to make DNA like a must, I think it works out for the best for everyone, in all honesty, because for a kid, I think the kid deserves to know who's their real mother and father. And if it's something that we start now, it's something that makes it an easier conversation down the road where it's not necessarily about trust, but it's just something that comes as a part of having a kid. I mean, you've already tested the baby to make sure that it's healthy. Why not test to make sure you understand who the parents are?
Anyways, this whole conversation is very, very icky and really controversial, because you're not just affecting your partner's life, you are affecting the baby's life too. So it's like, it's just very, very complicated.
Woman hit the lottery for $1.3 million.
Right.
She hid it from her husband, and 11 days later divorced her husband. He found out 2 years later from a letter in the mail, and it was the lottery company saying, do you want to get the lump sum or do you want to continue getting the monthly earnings? Because he stayed at that same address.
Right.
But she won the lottery at the time
they were married.
He sued her. Fraud, oppression, and malice, ended up winning 100% of the earnings. Plus, she had to pay the court fees on her end.
Ooh, nah, this is crazy. Nah, this is wild. Nah, bro, he not a city boy. He a city king. This is crazy. I'm telling you, man, karma is real. Like, that is just insane.
So if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated.
Feminist and hate men. You're not a feminist. Real feminists want equality. If you want female superiority, then you're a misandrist.
Man, I love Kevin Samuels for this because what she said is crazy. Talking about high value man when you look like a whale, bro. That is just, nah, this is just insane. And in the second clip, I agree with her. You can't be a feminist if you want female superiority. What is wrong with you?
Watch this guy try move to me at the gym. Checks absolutely nothing on his phone. Looks over at me being busy sorting my wrist straps. These fucking straps taking up too much time. Makes a swift return. Sad lip.
So I want to share my perspective on this video. This gentleman walks up, he's looking for a machine to use, and he asks you, are you using the machine behind you? Why does he do this? Well, maybe some of your stuff is close to that machine. You know, we carry these big bags, these water jugs, these belts, all this stuff. Maybe some of it is close to the machine and he just wants to be kind and polite. Also, it looks like he might be new to the gym. He looks lost, confused. He looks like he might be a little bit intimidated. It's even to the point where you make fun of him for not knowing the name of the machine. And let me ask you this. If he were to jump on a machine that you were using and he didn't ask you and you caught that on film, would you post that to make fun of him? Something to think about. You know, it's really sad that you took this interaction and you had to post it and you had to shame this man, to make him out to be a gym creep, that he's trying to hit on you just for attention and likes. The gym is a shared space. People are going to interact with you. This is harmless. This man asks you a question, you say no, and he moves on. This video never needs to be posted. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
I'm so glad that when I went first to the gym, I actually had people help instead of what this chick is doing. I think one of the biggest problems with fitness now is that it kind of got like oversaturated with these type of people that just have so much disrespect for everybody and anybody, when really the gym should be a nice place. And the fact that you thought that he was trying to get at you was the first thing that you saw, that's crazy. And even on the rare chance that he was, why didn't you just say anything instead of making this incriminating video? This whole thing could have been avoided, I swear. Anyways, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.